average. The rate of preterm births is also twice the national average, which can cause several long-term health problems later in life, including respiratory illnesses such as asthma and cognitive issues. Cancer Alley is home to predominantly Black communities who suffer from the highest pollution-related cancer rates in the country.
Did you hear
this
that?
This is an excerpt from a new video produced by Human Rights Watch, beginning with Caitlin Joshua, a resident of Ascension Parish in Louisiana.
I first heard the term Cancer Alley when I went to college. I thought, oh my God, this makes so much sense, and it completely defines what we've been dealing with in this area for quite some time. Cancer Alley is, by definition, the long stretch between Baton Rouge and New Orleans that is filled with fossil fuel and petrochemical industry.
Imagine
if you just look at a map where the plantations once existed, there is now majority Black and brown population along that same line.
All right.
It's also the similar map of the petrochemical industries and the build out.
That's right.
I never really associated the industries with our illnesses, but I do know people started dying so fast. And we had one person died 1 week. Sometimes we had 2 in 1 week. Sometimes we had 3.
When I started learning more about what these chemicals are doing to our bodies, and that there was a connection between the chemicals that are in our water and in the air,
what
and
race of
that
people you know
those chemicals
poisons
can
the
cause
water?
miscarriages and
they can't even do it on water while they're talking that
That's
crap.
when I started realizing, okay, this may have contributed to my miscarriage.
The very same people doing the garbage with these chemicals can't even do it on water themselves.
Is to simply try to point to a map and say, oh, well, there's some places where the cancer rates are lower, and we don't see cancer across the entire area at rates that are higher than the state average. That's not the question, right? The question is, are people who are exposed to cancer-causing pollution developing cancer at higher rates in those communities? And absolutely the data support that, yes, in Louisiana, places where you have more industrial pollution, you have higher cancer rates.
The industry is expanding on both sides of us, so we're almost sandwiched in between, and we make a sacrifice here in Donaldsonville. I'm a mother of 3 kids, 1 girl, that's my older child, and I have a set of twins, a boy and a girl. All 3 of my babies was preterm deliveries and underweight babies. My son born with only 1 developed strong lung. The doctor did not have faith that that twin would live to make it with the other twin.
We know that Louisiana has a really high rate of adverse birth outcomes. But what we found was that pollution is a really big factor. Pollution is causing health problems above and beyond cancer. Our study provides more evidence that people who are living close to petrochemical plants in the area known as Cancer Alley, who are exposed to hazardous air pollution,
and even the bottled water is contaminated as well,
to have babies that have low birth weight or deliver those babies preterm. Low birth weight and preterm birth are associated with health problems that can persist into adulthood.
My son actually went to school to about 2 miles from the industry, and the air quality caused him not to be able to participate in recess because he would have so many asthma attacks. He would describe it as pinching your nose and trying to suck through or breathe through a coffee straw.
I had asthma my entire life. It does limit a lot of what I can do, but I still try and make sure that I can, run up behind my kids, and especially my 5-year-old. I grew up in Baton Rouge, and we moved to Geismar about 1.5 years ago. Just last year, my husband and I experienced a miscarriage. That was right after the abortion ban in the state of Louisiana. A great deal of the hospitals were turning us away. I spent a lot of time trying to understand why so many women, and myself included, were experiencing miscarriages. Complete strangers that look like me, that live in this region, have said, I've experienced that multiple times. And then, of course, came back to Cancer Alley, being one of the reasons. I think our state is going to have to, take a hard look in the mirror and understand that we can't keep saying yes to industry as is.
Corporations, the evil,
when I look back over the
pirates.
years, we're still at the bottom of everything.
is black people who are suffering the brunt of all the ill effects of this petrochemical industry. We don't benefit anything from that.
We are the sacrifice zone. We mean nothing at all. What they would like is for all of us to move, for them to buy us out. We die out, or they try to buy us out. So every bit of this beautiful river road is industrial.
Imagine that.
We're dying here. A video produced by Human Rights Watch, which has just published a new report,
Imagine
The Fight
that.
for Life in Louisiana.